Good evening, everyone. It is the first day of Adar. I wish everybody a good Chodesh, and we are going to be experiencing definite Adar weather, a total v'nahafachu over much of this country, complete what's called weather whiplash, as temperatures, we're watching an unseasonably warm air mass head up into the Midwest. Even here in the Chicago area by Shabbos afternoon, temperatures are going to soar well into the 60s Shabbos afternoon. The official high probably will not reach 70 degrees here, although there could be some areas just south of the Chicago region that hit 70. But in St. Louis, 80 degrees is not far out of the question. In fact, just a couple days ago in the St. Louis area, while Chicago is in the mild 50s, St. Louis went up into the low 80s. We're going to be seeing temperatures hit the low 90s over parts of the southeast, even for an extended stay. This is the first significant warm spell of the year. We have a high pressure, which is centered pretty much, it resembles a Bermuda high pressure, the type of thing that we get in June. It's, for many people, for the summer lovers, nothing could sound better than to hear the words, the Bermuda high. So we have that high pressure system anchored over in the southeast part of this country, which is going to be bringing this unseasonably warm temperatures and an extended stay of warm spell, not just for the southeast, even for the mid-Atlantic area. Those temperatures are going to go way up over there. Following that, we have a cold front that comes through the Chicago area. Gradually, it gets colder. Relatively speaking, it's gradual. It's not something like a pneumonia front that often happens here in Chicago in the springtime. We're going to see those temperatures get much colder, but gradually throughout the day on Sunday. It might even start off mild Sunday morning. We could see some thunderstorms as the front moves through Motzei Shabbos, and then we get ready for another storm system that moves to the south of our area, possibly bringing snow, maybe even accumulating on Monday. But this is not really the main focus of this podcast. This is just an introduction to the v'nahafachu, to the weather whiplash that we experience here, and we believe that this is something that perhaps not many places in the world experience. But we've spoken about cities in Africa that have had 67-degree differences between night and day on a daily basis. That was happening last winter. That's something that Chicago has never seen in its history, to see a 67-degree difference between night and day. Here's another city. Now, I spoke about this city about over a year ago on a podcast, but I didn't really do justice compared to what I could have spoken about. So let's just speak about the city right now. This is the coldest city, the coldest temperature that has ever happened outside of Antarctica happened in this city. This is in Siberia. Now, the name of the city is Verkhoyansk. It's Verkhoyansk. The temperature dropped to 67 degrees below zero. It was actually 68 degrees below zero Celsius, 90 degrees below zero Fahrenheit, and this is a record low with Oymyakon, Oymyakon. It is within the Arctic Circle. It barely makes it into the Arctic Circle. It's about 6 miles north of the Arctic Circle, but it is at about 67 degrees latitude. Verkhoyansk is the name of the mountain range in eastern Siberia, and that's where the city is. It's part of the eastern Siberian system. That's the mountain zone, and it's close to the northwestern edge of the Yana Oymyakon Highlands, which is a cold and barely populated area. In fact, the number of people who live in this town is about 1,000, a little bit more than 1,000, says Wikipedia. To give you an exact number here, we have, according to the 2010 census, 1,311. 1979, 1,709. But you see, the numbers are gradually going up, actually. So some people are attracted to the city. Now, what is going to attract people to the city? I'm going to tell you one thing. That was the coldest temperature ever recorded in anywhere outside of Antarctica. This is where the coldest temperature happened. You go look at a map, it's way up north. It's 67 degrees north again and 133 degrees east of longitude. This town was founded in the year 1638, and it has had the status of the town since 1817. It's 417 feet in elevation. Well, we have to ask another question. What do you think the hottest temperature was ever in Asia? Now, Russia is in Asia. What was the hottest temperature in all of Asia? And where do you think it occurred? Now we have some really hot and humid places in Asia, China especially. Brutal humidity in some of those spots. In Taiwan, we have some heavy hitters over there. In China, in India. You know, the answer is India, obviously. But when you get into Russia, what was the hottest temperature? The hottest temperature, 100.4 degrees. This is the hottest temperature north of the Arctic Circle. 100.4 degrees. And guess what city it occurred? The exact same city. Can you believe that? Imagine that. It also occurred in the city Verkhoyansk. Verkhoyansk, who knows how to pronounce it, but it's the same city. And this gives another record to the city as the city which has the largest range of temperatures of 105 degrees. That's actually 105 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit, 190.4 degrees. When you go from 67.8 degrees, from 90 degrees below zero to 100.4 degrees, you end up with a temperature difference of 190.4 degrees. This city frequently gets above 86 degrees in the summer. That's 30 degrees Celsius, but that is certainly not the average. The average temperature is only in the low or mid 70s, which means in the warm times you get temperatures between 85 and 90 degrees, and in the colder times you get temperatures mid and upper 50s for an average high in July of 73 degrees. Now this city is called the Pole of Cold. This is really one of the harshest cities to live in. For the winter, they get a Siberian high, which pulls in the temperatures increase rather than decrease. It's the average minimum temperatures for January, February, and December are below 58 degrees below zero. That's what does happen sometimes. I'm going to read you the normal highs and normal lows for the city and the record highs and the record lows. We go into January, normal high in Fahrenheit, 42.9 degrees below zero. The normal low is 54. I'm just going to round it off. So the normal high is 53 degrees below zero, normal 43 degrees below zero, normal low 54 degrees below zero. February, normal high 34 degrees below zero, 51 normal low 51 degrees below zero. March, normal high 2 degrees below zero, normal low 35 degrees below zero. April, normal high, look at this, 29 degrees. What an increase. 29 degrees is the normal high, normal low 5 degrees below zero. And then we really shoot up and go into May. This is a 20-degree rise per month. Actually, we saw some 30-degree rises per month when you go from the normal high from February to March. You go from 34 degrees below zero to 2 below zero. You're looking at a 32 degree increase, and then a 31 degree increase from March to April. From April to May, it's only a 21 degree difference. So 29 degrees is the normal high in April, 51 degrees normal high in May, 69 degrees for June, 71 degrees is the normal high in July. Normal low in July is 50 degrees. The record high for July is 99. For August, the record high is 93 degrees, normal high 66 degrees. But the hottest temperature ever in this city occurred in June, which was just in the year 2020 at 100 degrees, 100.4 degrees. And again, normal high in 69 degrees, normal low is 45. Normal low is 45 degrees. There's a city called Rost, something like that, off the coastline of Norway. Both of them lie at 67 degrees north latitude, but Rost on average is 81 degrees warmer than Verkhoyansk here in Siberia. Then during the winter, 81 degrees warmer, and in July, Verkhoyansk is quite a bit warmer than the Norwegian counterpart over there at 67 degrees north latitude. Now, Here's the thing, though. We see the mention of Siberia because it's part of the Siberian mountain range in the East Siberia. But if you actually look it up online, it's rare to find the word Siberia connected to it. So I don't know what that's all about, but this is a city which is in the Arctic. And the truth of the matter is, in the summertime, it's probably pretty beautiful. You have highs in the mid-70s. But if we wanted to take a closer look at what's actually going on in July, that's probably very kedai to do. It's worth it to do that, because if you look at Fairbanks, Alaska, you'll see that there's a week where temperatures are significantly warmer than the rest of the month. So now, if you go to weatherspark.com, they do have a little bit of some different information than Wikipedia does, but you'll see a number of articles. It's very well confirmed that the temperature did reach 100.4 degrees, and I don't know if WeatherSpark really documents that. So we're going to go with the Wikipedia. That's where I got the information from. But the 100.4 degrees is all over the place. That's been verified, and it was verified actually 6 months later, December 21st, 2020. There certainly is a lot more to say about this town in terms of the weather. We did not discuss precipitation or exactly how harsh the winters are. Maybe we'll leave that up for an upcoming podcast. But you can just think of these brutal temperatures. You can just imagine what they go through on a day-to-day basis, especially as we approach spring. And remember, the sun never sets in the city, so it's also a city which has been known for people are sent into exile, whatever exactly that means. And quite a fascinating climate over there. Anyways, everyone, thank you for listening. A good Chodesh again. I wish everybody a good Shabbos.